Lizzo Rihanna thing going on. Lasagna.
Good evening. My name is Najee Chambers. I'm from Big Go Belt Media. Vera, thank you so much for your time today. Super excited to talk about your new series, How to Die Alone, coming to Hulu September 13th. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am well. The title is very catchy, and I was given the opportunity to check the entire series out early, and definitely have a lot of thoughts and emotions about the series. But I just want to start off with just the title alone. I know initially what I thought, but I know on the opposite end how I came out feeling about it. I'm curious about what you want the audience reception to be, and the message behind the title, and why you felt you all collaboratively came together and felt like this was the right title for the series.
Yeah, I can really say that this is the title that Natasha came up with when she conceived this project. And we talked a lot about the title because I'm sure I was like many people in the audience. But then when she explained it to me, I fell in love with it as much as she did, which is it's a kind of comedic way to explore the thing that is many of our biggest fears, which is dying alone. And
Yeah.
so it being a dark comedy that explores that, I think it is kind of the perfect title because when you hear it, you can't forget it. I think it's a big fear of many people's, but we do it in such a funny way that hopefully people will see that as well.
Yeah, truly. And you know what's interesting, because my second question is about really the plot element behind Mel's journey of the fear of flying, which is something everyone can relate to at some point of their life. I mean, maybe there's a few folks that got on there the first time was like, yeah, no problem. But I'm sure at everyone's one given point, that thought in the back of your head that you never really want to say out of your mouth, but it exists there. And the character Mel was played by the very talented Natasha, introduces that into the series pretty early. Can you speak about why that was a super important element to introduce? And besides it just being a plot point, what's sort of the theme behind this journey around this?
Yeah, I think we love the element of like someone who's working at an airport but has never taken a flight themselves. I think that to me, there's something very relatable and also kind of sad about it because you're watching people all day getting to go to new places, and this is a character that feels so stuck. So we really liked that element. And then with the fear of flying, it's also a bit of like a metaphor for if Mel does go after her dreams, if she does take off in her own life, she obviously has a big fear around that. So currently she's just sort of staying still, feeling stuck when we meet her. So really it allowed us to explore both literally and thematically a person who is afraid to take off in their own life. So they'd rather be stuck and safe than to take a risk and fail. And I think that really gave us kind of the perfect background to explore that.
Uh, Very truly, and I really love this character male, because, and I hate that I even have to say character male, because typically in shows there are characters, and we understand that, we appreciate that, but Mel feels like that friend that we all have, and a lot of us at times are males, because Mel is going through very normalized issues through life with employment, promotion on the job, family boundaries, sibling rivalries, love, and the one that may get away, and then ultimately it all comes down to something I really stand firm on is you can't miss the shots you don't take. And then it becomes that sort of that inner turmoil of, is it selfish to actually do what I want to do? And how does everybody kind of receive that? I'm kind of want to know for you, when you describe Mel's journey, for everything that she goes in, and it's from one episode to the next. When it rains, it pours. And I want to say the IKEA thing is all I'm gonna say about that. Is just wow. But these things happen,
Yeah.
along with what comes behind that. So ultimately, if you could give some context in terms of, for the fans, to get them excited for the series, what are some of the descriptors you would use for Mel's journey?
I think what at some point in our show we say that Mel has to kind of embody the Roomba vacuum, which is that here's a person
I
who keeps
love that analogy.
yeah
God, that was good.
she like hits walls and keeps on going. I think that is the perfect analogy because that to me and to Natasha, I know is that progress is not a straight line. You will take 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, then another step forward and another 3 steps back. And I think it's a tricky thing to show because we have gotten to know our characters to kind of tick forward very systematically. But in real life, its progress is really all over the place, but it can still be progress. And
Yeah.
so I'm hoping that people kind of relate to that in Mel's journey because I think we really tried to make it a more accurate reflection
Yes.
of kind of stepping into the life you want.
Nailed it. Nailed it. My final question is before every episode we have these interviews they're very there's messages in there along with the humor with it, but I'm curious about the creative decision to introduce each episode with these interviews and how do we kind of land on that being the element that you wanted to ensure that the fans saw first before we actually got to what was happening with each episode.
Yeah, I can really say give like all the credit to Natasha. This was really her brainchild, something she came into the room with when we were working together on the pilot. And I loved the idea from go. And then of course my producer brain came in because what it is a kind of a documentary element in a nonfiction show. And just logistically, production wise, that can be hard to do.
Yeah.
And it proved to be that way many times, but it was so important to her and she advocated for it. And because she really believed that it would give this show something special. And I'm so glad she did because she's right. It kind of sets each episode. You're almost falling into what feels like almost a documentary of watching Mel, this airport worker. And I think that's a benefit of having these documentary pieces at the top and really kind of puts you in New York in this very real way. And that really excited us as well.
You know, I questioned for a second. I said, man, are these actors? No, this is New York. These are real New Yorkers, right? You
They
get this
are,
content every day.
it's so true. And no, it's like, and these people were just like, they gave us the perfect element of what we needed. But yeah, they were very real and raw New Yorkers, which is what we love about them.
Please release the remaining content from those interviews that I know y'all have. We need them all. Vera, thank you so much for your time today. It was a complete honor and pleasure to talk to you. And once again, How to Die Alone premieres on Hulu September 13th. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you.